Okay, so let's say you've been trained in collaborative family law, but you're still treating your practice in a binary. So a case comes in and you talk about collaborative law, but the client doesn't want to sign up. So then you're thinking, okay, litigation. Or let's change it around. You receive one of those blame and demand letters from someone else who's started a court application, and you think, well, started that way, now it's litigation. So I want to disabuse you of this binary thinking that it's either litigation or collaborative law. The truth of the matter is, think collaborative, think peacemaking. So even if your client comes in and says, no, I don't want to sign a participation agreement, you say, not a problem. Let's call up the other side and invite them to a meeting. There's nothing saying that you have to start a file with an application or a blame and demand letter. You can start a file with an invitation to talk. This is thinking collaboratively. Let's say you're on the receiving end of one of those blame and demand letters, or somebody has started a court application. You can follow the litigation process, but there's nothing stopping you from inviting the other lawyer and party to a four-way meeting. Okay, so you can run a parallel process. They don't have to sign a participation agreement for you to think collaboratively, for you to practice that skill set, for you to think like a peacemaker. Think like a peacemaker. Take the collaborative law training and apply it. Let it infuse your practice. Be known in your community as the person who likes to settle things. Can't we get together and talk? So now you're in the four-way meeting. You don't talk about collaborative law. You talk about, hey, what's going on with these folks? What are the interests underneath their positions? All the stuff that you learned about. Rather than extolling your client's position, you ask about the other party. How are they? What are their concerns? What needs to be achieved? How are the kids? Are they managing? How do you see your children managing in separate homes? How do you think you can get there? And keep it future oriented so that we don't get caught into that, again, the blame and shame perspective that so infuses litigation. This is about helping people move forward, helping people resolve things more reasonably without anyone having to be dragged through the mud. This is about finding solutions. We don't need to love each other. We don't even need to like each other. We don't even need to love the agreement. All we need to do is find a way to make it work without loving, without liking. Sometimes just be practical. And in so doing, we avoid litigation. We avoid escalating the conflict. So think collaboratively. Act collaboratively. Let it infuse your practice. Think like a peacemaker. I'm Gary Derenfeld. I'm a social worker. If you need a workshop to help expand the thinking and the many ways you can act as a peacemaker, even in a litigation process, think of how much easier it can be for both persons and provide for a still better outcome. It doesn't take two people battling. It takes one to be the peacemaker. Let that be you. Bye now.